Welcome back. My name is Ivica Cartello. You are watching React School. Developing of React application, developing of one web application. Our case study. First I must know what is data. What is my data? My data is blog. It is posts in blog. Here it is. It is every post there is ID, heading, image, blog post. ID, heading, image, blog post. And I want that display in web page. I won't display heading, I won't display image, I want to display blog post of every. And in my head I think I visualize design of that web page. Resume. First, data. Number one, I thinking about data. Data is my add value. Data is my product. Data is a reason for all my production of web application. Data. First, think about data. Second, think about display on web page. How would it be to seen in web page on the screen? And here it is. I think I visualize that on the left side I would have heading, only heading. I have momentarily 3 posts in database in JSON format, and I have here 3 headings. 3 headings left, and right I want to have 3 posts, but every post with heading, image and 151 characters space. And let's go. First, how I produce this. I produce this. I coding this. It is home page. I coding this, it is left, blog post menu left. Here is coding of that. It is component, function, blog post menu left, in curly brackets is name of blog posts object. It is JSON object in JSON document, and return this. What return? Blog posts is array, method map, take first member from blog posts of that array and give it arrow function. Arrow function is parameter of method map. Arrow function design and create coding, create HTML of that first members, first post. Second post, map take second member, and arrow function create a link of heading of that member. And the third members, map take third members, give it arrow function create link of that third members, and we have here that tree heading. After that, I speak about home page. I want to create this column with the heading, image, 151 character spaces. It is here, blog post menu. It is again, blog posts is object in JSON document. Blog posts is object is array with 3 members. Here, method map take first members, first post, give it arrow function create link of that heading, image, and substring 0 and method substring of 0, 150. Substring is method of string of text, and blog post 0 is first paragraph. It is backstick. First paragraph in that blog post, and that first paragraph is textual. It is character. It is a string, and dot method substring with parameter 0 and 150. This is coding of this part. And now that both part I must give to home page, component home page. It is export the default component. That component, React component, and this React component go here in div grid 2. It is left position. Here is the left, blog post menu left. It is element, React element. And the second element in grid 4 is blog post S menu. That too, and it is home page. That home page goes to app. Here is calling home page. Go in app.js, and it is hierarchy. App.js is index.html is first, index.js is second, app.js is third, and home page is fourth if address is this. If address is as this, is path, if path is this, will be going to be open blog post page. Here it is. Blog post page is here. How we create now on blog post pages we have also two columns. Design is the same, but on the left side we have only two posts, heading and 151 characters, heading 151, two posts. What is not display here is display post that we clicked, Let's go to see it. Blog post JS also, not also, here is I want to say also two components, and no, here we have only two components, not three as in home page. It is blog post menu, it is left side where we have only heading and substring. Blog post menu, left side, heading and but blog post, there is object match. It is from React router DOM match, and we create constant ID. It is match.params.id word match, but it is concretely object who have match, have object params. Is like parameters in web address, and concretely finding ID, because we call it ID in here it is ID, it is ID, a match a params ID, and create constant blog post who is blog equal blog post data is array. Blog post data is array. Here it is. Blog post data is array. It is this JSON format data, and blog post data, there is a method array. Every array there is a method has method find. Blog post data give first members, first post to method find. Method find take first members and give it arrow function here. In arrow function, parameter of arrow function is post. This sign equal and greater is instead a word function. We have not word function, but we have this sign equal and greater. It is arrow, because of that is name, arrow function. And in body of that arrow function we have expression post.id equal 3 equal means strictly equal. In visual and value equal ID. Here. This is from web address. Look at when it is now number 1. If I click, it is number 3. It is web address, and that ID take match .params.id, and it is in constant ID. Constant blog post is constant blog post must find that ID in array blog post data. Here it is, and constant other blog posts. This 2 is because of this 2 and not only 1. These 2 constant we need because it's a different left side. When we homepage, we have 3 heading, but when we click on some post, we have 2 others post. In others, I think all posts except post that was clicked, and because of that combination I need these 2 constant. First constant is post what is in web address, and other blog posts are all others, all posts except that in web address. Here is ID in web address. Here is a post with that ID equal ID from address, and here is other blog post, constant other blog post. It is blog post data dot filter. Filter is method of array as find. Find is method of array as map. Filter, find method function that take first member who have who satisfy this criteria. First, maybe if in our case we have every ID different, but in a situation when array there is a lot of equal ID, find, go and take first value what satisfy criterion. And but here is that blog post, because we take from blog post data is object is JSON format or that object, and there is a 3 post, and we find that post what satisfy this criteria. We find post. Here is only a number ID 1, 2, 3 from a web address, but here is concretely post which ID equal ID in web address. Other blog post, again, here is array result of map, result of find, and result of filter is again array. That array in find blog post there is only 1 member. That array in map there is in our case 3 members, but other blog post will have 2 members. That array will have 2 posts. Blog post data dot filter post filter give first members to arrow function. Arrow function is parameter of filter, and give it in parameter of arrow function, and that parameter in body of arrow function there is a manipulation with that expression where post ID not equal exclamation sign means no. Double equal means yes, equal. Not equal ID. What ID? This ID. This is ID from address. Filter, create array, other blog post, with all members of blog post data with ID not equal ID in web address. And in return we have this HTML and React JavaScript, and here is blog post menu. It is left side, where blog post's argument is other blog posts. Other blog posts. It means on the left side we have other blog posts, this address, and right side we have blog post heading, image, blog post image, it is from here, and blog post dot blog post. Here it is a member. Blog post is all this, but that blog post there is a member blog post. Because of that we have a blog post dot blog post, and thinking on that blog post. Blog post, it is this one address. Blog post is array with only one post, because only one post in this coding, result of this coding is only one post. Only one post there is ID as ID in web address, but blog post is array, and that array is here blog post heading, blog post image, and blog post blog post. Not confuse about that. Blog post dot map paragraph key equal key, and here is paragraph. And you see how we have 3 paragraphs because of back stick. Here it is back stick, comma means finished. It is a limiter between members in array. It is 1 members, comma, second members, comma, and third members, comma. Angle brackets means array. Blog post is array of three string of three text separated by comma, and every text is limited with backstick. It is very, very important, and as that it is also one object with that backstick. That backstick make it as one object. Yeah, here is one paragraph, one backstick, three backstick, four backstick. This blog post JS and it is export default, and in app.js we have a blog post export. If in address, in web address, there is ID, there is a number, will be open, would be going to be open page blog post. Page blog post. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching this video. Okay.